Well, not really, because the Endgame is done and dusted. Good day, YouTube, Down to Bricks here. Today I have an Avengers Endgame Lego chat and movie review for you folks. And this video is going to be in several parts. I wanted to have a spoiler-free section up front. So without spoiling the movie, I just have to say, wow, what an amazing movie. Holy dooly, they have done such a fantastic job. Man, it is absolutely mind-blowing. It is heavy, I tell ya, and it's one of those movies you just have to talk about it. So if you haven't seen it, get out and see it as soon as possible, because if you come across someone that has seen it, they're just going to want to talk about it, because it's just one of those movies. They wrap it up so well. Just get out and see it. But how did these Lego sets stack up to the movie? Were they an accurate representation from the movie? So what I'm going to do, we really need to have more of a chat about these sets as we go through, and of course we will do that in more of a spoiler section of the video. But without spoiling it, I'm just going to say a yes, no, maybe answer to that question. Do they represent the movie? But before I answer that, if you just want an overview of all these sets, go and catch my last video. I'll put a card up here and I go in and basically review each of these sets. So go and check that out. So let's start the Captain America motorbike. From Captain America's Outrider Attack, that set is a no. The Quinjet from Avengers Ultimate Quinjet set is a yes, with a kind of thrown in there, so we're going to talk about that some more. The War Machine Buster is a no, but a kind of maybe. So again, we're going to talk more about that. The Hall of Armor is a no, and the Avengers Compound Battle set is a big yes. But as I said, there is tons to talk about with this movie and with these Lego sets. So it's time to get into the spoiler section. And even if you're one of those people that don't mind if a movie, you know, if you do know what happens and you do get it spoiled for you and you really don't care about that, I really do advise you, please switch off. I'd never normally suggest you turn off my videos, but I implore you, please turn it off. Go and see it without having any information about the sets. There's so much shock value to this movie, and to experience it at its fullest, it's really just better to walk in with not knowing anything. So please go and see it first. But that's your last warning. If you don't want to see spoilers, please switch it off now, because we're going to get right into it. We're going to break this up a little bit. We're going to go through these sets. I'm going to talk in more detail about those answers I just gave you for the representation of these sets to the movie. And then I might just sit in front of the camera and have a chat about the movie itself. And whether you want to say that's a review or not, I just want to give my thoughts. I'd be a terrible movie reviewer, but as I said, you just want to talk about it, and I really want to do that with you guys. So let's just crack into more about the Lego sets. Okay, Captain America's motorbike, not in the movie, wasn't in the movie at all. You could say, if you wanted to try and link it somehow to the movie, when Cap shows up at the compound after 5 years and he goes and sees Black Widow right as she's tucking into a Sanger, you could say, you know, he throws keys on the table. You could say they're the keys to his motorbike. That's about the closest you're gonna get, though. The Quinjet. The Quinjet was in the movie quite a bit, nowhere near as much as the Benatar. We got that last year with the Infinity War sets. I tell you what, I would love to see a bigger set, like a UCS style set of that Benatar. I mean, it was a huge part of that movie. Imagine seeing a nice big Benatar ship. I mean, I think that would be so cool. But the Quinjet, definitely in the movie. The color scheme, though, I mean, I don't know about you guys, it certainly didn't look dark blue to me. I mean, there was times where the tinge of it sort of changed a bit, but it definitely looked a more silver grey to me. In saying that, I do love this dark blue scheme of this Lego set with the orange. So I do still think it's a fantastic Lego set. Hasn't changed my mind at all on the Lego set. It's still beautiful. I still love it. And if it was all grey in the Lego, bluish grey, whether it was light or dark, whatever, you know, it's not going to look as good as that, I don't think. So, let's go on to the War Machine Buster. Now, this one's more of a no. I mean, we didn't see the War Machine Buster in this form. I mean, really, this is in the same scale as the Hulk Buster, and we did not see that in the movie. However, we did kind of see an upgraded suit, didn't we? Now, at the end of the movie, they're all drowning under the sinking compound. Giant Man saves them, and out comes War Machine with this big bulked up suit. And my question is, where did he get that suit? He got out of his suit when they were drowning. The suit was destroyed, but he comes out of there in a new suit. So I'm not sure where he got that from. I guess they didn't really explain that too well. And it was quite a different suit. Well, it was definitely more chunky. It was beefed up, more armor on it. But did you notice it had red and blue? It really looked like a beefed up Iron Patriot suit, didn't it? It was it actually looked pretty spectacular, I've got to say. So, was it a War Machine Buster in the Lego form? No, it wasn't, but it kind of still had some relevance there. You know, maybe, if I'm grasping, I guess you could say that. Now, the Hall of Armor, we knew this movie was going to have time travel aspects to it, so there was a possibility that we could have gone through in that time with the Hall of Armor, but that didn't happen at all. I've got to say, it was a fantastic set to get, just to get these extra Iron Man. I think it's a brilliant set. I love it. It's, you know, in my top 3 of these sets, right up there. Could it, you know, is it my favourite? I don't know. I change my mind every 2 minutes. Brilliant set. Don't miss out on it. But no, it wasn't in the movie. The compound. Well, the compound played a huge part in the movie, didn't it? I mean, I don't know for times, because it's such a long movie. It doesn't feel like it's a over 3-hour movie when you're watching it, but it is a long movie. The compound, it's almost like the compound's in it for the first hour and the last hour, so played a huge part. The helicopter and the vehicle, yeah, that certainly wasn't in it. Yeah, Lego have to give more play features to a set. Probably could have given some exploding functions to it for play features, would have been more accurate to the movie when it gets all destroyed. The gauntlet in there definitely plays a massive part. I would have liked to seen that as a different color, maybe in a red plastic for the gauntlet, just to have that point of difference. So definitely plays a big role. The table on the top floor with the meeting room there, that played a big part in it. So, you know, the compound definitely, I guess out of all these sets, is probably the set that actually is more accurate to the movie, because it was just in the movie so much. But that's how those Lego sets stack up. The minifigures, all the troops in their suits there, again, I just think that is fantastic. So that is brilliant. But it's time now, you're going to have to look at my ugly mug, because I just want to chat about the movie some more. So let's get on to that. Alright, let's get into this movie. Sitting here with the Lego sets, I'm going to put up a few topics here that I want to talk about, and the first one is just the movie overall. I mean, you went in with expectations of the movie, but it was just so much more than that. I mean, they're just so good at what they're doing there with the MCU. They just absolutely blow your mind, and I don't know what expectations you guys went in with, but it was just so much more than that, wasn't it? They just did such a fantastic job just concluding the whole thing. I mean, we've had such a journey with all these characters, and they just did a great service, great justice, and the conclusion was just fantastic. As a standalone movie, I mean, this movie's really designed to just be played back to back with Infinity War, isn't it? I mean, it's just the continuation on with the action. I think if you want more action, the Infinity War movie definitely gave that in spades. So I wouldn't say this is a full-on action superhero movie. It was, you have Infinity War for that. This one is really just a fantastic story, just tying everything together, and then just blows you away with the action scene at the end. I mean, I kind of wish that had gone on for a little bit longer. Another 10 minutes of that final battle scene. I mean, I was just in my glory. Every character playing a part, just so much happening. And I mean, I could have watched that for hours. That was just so good. The money that would have cost with the CGI and all the actors, and I mean, it was really mind-blowing, wasn't it? My favourite thing about the movie, and the thing that gave me the most satisfaction, was how it really just centred around that main cast of Avengers. The service, the nod they gave to the original Avengers movie, that was just so good. And I just think the actors, you know, with the characters, with Hulk and Thor and Black Widow, Hawkeye, Cap and Tony, the writers, the actors, the direction, they just did such a great service to those characters, and that just absolutely blew my mind. I don't think they could have done a better job. It was absolutely fantastic. And the side characters that survived Infinity War, with Ant-Man and Rocket, and the part that Nebula played, that was just so enjoyable. Ant-Man, Paul Rudd as an actor, I just think he was absolutely superb. The sad moments for him, and the comedy side of it as well, he just does such a great job. I really think the Ant-Man character is so underrated. I really enjoyed that. One of the things I really enjoyed was the continuation of the character of Thor from Thor Ragnarok. I mean, they certainly took that character in a different direction. Thor Ragnarok is one of my favourite MCU movies, and the continuation of that character into this movie was absolutely hilarious. I mean, you couldn't get it any funnier. I mean, how did he get like that? And I love that they stuck with it. You know, I know the people I watched it with, they wanted buff bulk Thor back. I can't spit it out. This movie's just got me so excited. They wanted to see, you know, Chris Hemsworth, in his prime, but they stuck with it, and that was just absolutely hilarious. Every time you saw him, I mean, you just had to laugh, didn't you? That was just brilliant. Favorite moment, my favorite moment of the film, and there's lots to choose from. There's just so much good stuff in there, but my personal favorite moment was when Cap wielded Mjolnir for the first time. I mean, that was, the crowd in the audience there just, I mean, really lifted in that scene. It was just so satisfying seeing him wield the hammer, and he really kicked his ass, didn't he? He really turned it on and gave Thanos a run for his money. Of course, he ends up getting pounded after that, but he certainly turned it on, and that was brilliant. I mean, Captain America is just, as a character, from how I sort of felt about it in the beginning, I wasn't too sure about it. I actually didn't really like the first Captain America movie too much, and it's really just grown on me, and I look back now and I love that movie. But yeah, that character really, you know, I really got a strong attachment to that. So yeah, that was very satisfying to see that scene. Questions. So it did a fantastic job of wrapping up a lot of the storyline and answering so many questions, but it does raise a few questions, doesn't it? I mean, as I said, it's one of these movies you just want to talk about. One of the fellas, one of my mates that I went to the movies with, we had a long drive home. We had a 2-hour drive home, and we just talked about the whole 2 hours. So some of the biggest questions straight off the bat at the end of the movie, for Tony's ceremony, for his funeral. So very sad. But the question was, who was that kid? They're showing all the characters, and then they show this random kid. It's like, who the hell's that? So we did look it up. We had to know, and he's the young kid that was in Iron Man 3 that helps out Tony in Iron Man 3 when he goes to his garage. He helps him fix his suit up, and at the end of that movie he ends up giving him all the all the computer gear. I can't actually remember. I know he gives him computer gear and some tools or something, so he likes doing some inventing and that himself. So it kind of makes you think that Marvel don't show these things for no reason. So are we going to see that character take over the mantle of Iron Man? It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, that's just the direction you think it's going to take, isn't it? So that's interesting. That's good to know. So the other question that I had, and it really just really makes you think with all this time travel and what things changed in there. Now they had to go back at the end, put all the stones back, so nothing actually changed through the timeline other than the changes that they made, I guess. But one of the things was when they went back to get the Tesseract and it failed the first time, and then they had to go back further in time and get the Tesseract. So when they go back, when Cap went back at the end, he would have put the Tesseract back in that time period. So the first time when they messed up and Loki actually gets the Tesseract and disappears, that's changed his whole story arc, hasn't it? So it means he never died. That's the way I see it. So are we going to see him come back? And I think we're definitely going to see him come back myself, but I don't know, am I reading that whole thing wrong? It's so confusing. I mean, I love the references to all the time travel movies and, which one, you've got this formula and that's the way it is, but, they certainly shook things up with that formula. But yeah, I just think out of all the changes that could occur, I just think that one was a real telltale sign that he's got the Tesseract and he's disappeared, and who knows where he's going to turn up in the future. So many questions, but they were the big ones for me. Moving forward, so I've heard a lot of things where people have said, they've got no concerns with the direction that the MCU is going to go with in the future. And I've got to say, I do have some reservations. I'm a little bit scared, maybe more a little bit nervous about what they're going to do, because I mean, all the main characters are gone. Certainly, Tony's gone, Cap's out of it, Black Widow's gone, Hawkeye's never ever going to leave his family again. We still have Hulk there, but he's not really Hulk anymore in the same way, is he? And so definitely I think he can play a part, but I don't think will be a big part in the future. Thor's probably the character most likely to play a part in the future. We're definitely going to see more of Thor. I know they've talked of a Black Widow standalone movie. They could definitely do like an origin story with her, but I kind of feel like they've just got to leave all that behind now and move forward. I'm not sure. I was really looking forward to a Black Widow movie, but now after this, I don't know. I just don't know if they should go back. I guess they could do a Captain America movie, like back in the new life that he's lived now. They could definitely do that, but I think they've just really wrapped the whole thing up, and I guess they just have to move forward. I'm more nervous about, they've just done such a great job getting you involved with those characters and just have so much meaning that they've got to start again and do that all again. And will we get as attached to new characters that, like we have before? And that's what makes me nervous. They've done it. I've got no doubt they can do it, but it does make me nervous that they will pull it off. I would have liked to see Bucky get the shield and become Captain America. I would have found that more satisfying. I'm not sure with Falcon. I love the Falcon character, so I'm very happy to see that, but I don't know how they gonna super him up a bit. I mean, he really doesn't have any powers, does he? So, can you imagine Falcon trying to stand toe to toe with Thanos? He wouldn't have lasted too long, would he? So, I'm not too sure about that move. I'm not sure about the comics. I'm not a big comic guy. I do believe that that Bucky did become Captain America. Maybe it was Falcon too. I'm not too sure. But that will be certainly interesting to see how it plays out. You don't have as much attachment, I know I don't, to some of those side characters. So they really are going to have to start again. I am looking forward to it. I tell you, the thing I'm most looking forward to that's just going to be absolutely brilliant is the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. They're just, to have Thor in there with the gang, to have them all back. Obviously, Gamora's going to be a little bit different. She's still the same person, still the same character. But yeah, that movie has got huge potential, and I'm really looking forward to that. So that's moving forward. What did you guys think? I'd love to have a chat about it. I'm so far behind in my comments. I really do apologize. You know, I like to get back to you guys, and I've just had so much going on, and honestly, I've been so much building and just having a great time with the family, with friends, going to the movies, just really enjoying it. I haven't had a lot of time to get back to comments, so I really do apologize for that. I like normally just to go back to my last time I've left some comments, replied to some comments, and go through all the comments again. I think with this video though, just to keep it current, I really just want to chat with you guys about it. So if you want to talk about the movie, please leave a comment, and we'll keep this chat rolling. I'd really want to hear what you think about this movie. Did you like? I don't think you could have any other feeling than love it, but it is gut-wrenching and it is quite sad, and yeah, it leaves you with a little bit of a hole in your stomach, doesn't it? I know how I feel. I've seen it twice now. You know, I went on Wednesday night with friends, and then I had to go back. My local played it. I had to go back and watch it just to take it all in again, because it's just so much to take in basically. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Give the video a thumbs up, something different. This has gone on for ages, I know. I really just want to have a chat to you. You have to talk about this movie. It's a must. So anyway, that is it. I hope you did enjoy this video. I think I just said it. Give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. A big thank you for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.